I've officially launched my first ever EDP fragrance collection for Max Mace, and I couldn't be happier. But
I have a huge problem.
I have a bunch of leftover fragrance concentrate that we did not use for the sprays, so now I need to find a use for them. When launching a business, I cannot stress how important it is to have a product that is of the highest quality and something that you genuinely love. That's the first part. The second part, and perhaps the most important part of starting a fragrance brand, is increasing awareness. So today I'm going to take you behind the scenes as I work to increase awareness for my fragrance brand by taking this leftover bottle of fragrance oil and turning it into a promotion machine. I'm going to use my remaining fragrance oil to make 3 separate things: samples for a discovery set, scent blotters for a magazine, and a fragrant, luxurious body oil. And I'll tell you why a candle is not on that list yet. Thanks so much for watching this video. I would love it if you could give us a comment and subscribe to this channel so we can continue to grow and reach more people hoping to learn more about perfumery. We are a new channel and a new fragrance company, so we could use all the support that we can get. Now, back to the video. So before anybody asks, I will not be turning these fragrance oils into candles. Candles just aren't part of the Max Mace vision right now, and I really want to remain intentional with our offerings and not spread ourselves too thin at this point. But never say never, especially when it comes to the right collaboration. I mean, I would definitely consider partnering with another brand on a candle for their line, but not on our own, at least not at this point. So the first thing I want to work on today is making a sample set. As a new business, it is incredibly important to find new ways to reach potential customers. You can have the best fragrances in the world, but that doesn't matter if people don't know about it. Sample sets are an easy way for people to get a tease of your collection and hopefully leave them wanting more. To sweeten the deal, I'll be selling my fragrance discovery set, but you can redeem a portion of that cost off the price of a future purchase. That way, it can be seen as an investment into your future purchase. And personally, I love when I get those deals, so I had to make that happen for my customers too. To get started, we need to get these concentrates diluted in perfumer's alcohol as soon as possible. These will be EDP perfume samples, so that means fragrance concentrates will fall between 15 and 20% of the finished product. When making samples, it's important to match the concentration percentage of the full-size bottles to the samples as well. Fragrances perform differently at different concentrations, and you'll want to make sure that the performance of your samples mimics the full size as closely as possible. I've talked a lot about the challenges of working with alcohol in large volumes due to their regulatory issues. Luckily, we don't have to deal with that issue because we're producing a small batch of 2 ml samples, so we're staying well below any regulatory issues. Also, since these are samples, we don't have to worry as much about stabilization and UV protection for these, since they're really meant to be for quick temporary use and not long-term use like a full-size bottle. That makes self-producing these a much more viable option for me. My plan is to sell these samples, then in the long run, I'll scale up and then use a partner company to make these a bit more efficiently and on a larger scale. My boxes and bottles I was able to find from an online site called Packamore. They're a great resource for new and upcoming fragrance brands as they provide smaller quantities and allow you to customize your packaging to fit your needs.
Not sponsored.
One thing that's incredibly important to understand when working with fragrance, whether it's samples or full-size bottles, is maceration. Maceration is the resting period that allows the fragrance materials and alcohol to fully marry and settle. During this time, harsh edges soften and the blend becomes a lot more cohesive, and the fragrance starts to perform the way that it was designed to. Without proper maceration, a fragrance can smell sharp, unfinished, or even unbalanced. Since these are small samples, I don't need to worry about macerating as long as I typically would. I'll let these sit for probably around 2 to 3 weeks before they're ready to be boxed and sent out. Also, if you don't want your fragrances to start to turn or start to produce off notes, it's incredibly important that you macerate in the right containers. Any bottles that use plastic, wood, or other porous or easily degradable materials can break down over time and turn your expensive fragrance concentrates into a toxic, smelly mess. So stick to glass or metallic materials for macerating and double check that it's useful for perfumery before starting. If I were to store these for longer than say 8 weeks, I would even be concerned about long-term degradation of the lining of these mason jar lids. Even something as small as these lids can potentially create off notes in the fragrance, so it's incredibly important to choose a vessel that doesn't have any of these liabilities. Given our short maceration time for these though, I think I'm in the clear. Fragrance samples are great for 3 major things. They provide a new entry point for customers to learn about your brand and smell your fragrances so they're not buying blind. They can be used to send fragrance influencers and reviewers so they can review your products and introduce you to their followers. And perhaps most importantly, they make wonderful freebies to send to customers that buy your fragrances. Who doesn't love seeing a free fragrance in the box with every purchase? These small gestures go a really long way in increasing brand awareness, and that's why it's so important for me to get these done as soon as possible. Okay, so now that we've got these stored away, let's move on to the scent strips. When I was a kid, I loved flipping through fashion magazines only so I could smell the fragrances. I would rub the fragrances on my wrists and carry them around in my pocket and think I was just so sophisticated and adult. So I had to recreate that moment for Max Mace. Considering I come from a journalism background, creating a scented zine seemed like the perfect way for me to introduce what Max Mace is all about. I want to tell stories and share images that match the ethos of my brand, which is all about the power of personal transformation and embracing our inner duality. And within the pages, why not have samples of my own scents? I'm so excited to work on this zine, but there are definitely some challenges I'll need to overcome. First, we need to figure out which type of paper can actually hold the fragrance oil. As we know, fragrances fade over time, so we'll need to find a paper that is porous enough to hold on to the oil, but won't introduce any off notes. So I've actually been thinking about this for a while, and I've landed on either oil painting paper or watercolor paper. So today I have 2 versions that I want to try, and I'm going to put my fragrance oils directly onto the paper and see how it absorbs and how the scent remains over a few days. So I actually did this a couple days ago, so let's see how they've held up. Okay, so these are the 2 samples that I did. One is with the oil painting paper and the other is with the watercolor paper. The one that I already did was field note for both of them a couple days ago. And it's interesting because I'm gonna pull this off. This one that I'm holding is from the watercolor paper. And as you can see here, the materials have fully been absorbed, which is very nice. But on the flip side, the oil painting paper, which I thought would also be good, did not actually hold up that well. I want to make sure you guys can see this. Is that right? Anyway, I'll get a close up. But if you notice, the oil did not absorb to the paper. And now that I think about it, it makes a lot of sense because it's an oil painting paper. So it's probably designed so that oil doesn't absorb into the paper and rather sits on top. So that one is a fail. However, the watercolor paper, I think, is a really nice success. And I'm going to move forward with testing that. As you can see right there, the oil just sits right on top. It's kind of interesting to see. Clearly, this paper is meant only for oils to sit on top, not to be absorbed, whereas here you can see the oil is beautifully absorbed into the paper. And this is what we want. This paper is much thicker. I'm not sure if you can tell, but I was sort of using a scent strip. I want it to be a scent strip experience that you get in the magazine, you know, and then you can see that this is a wonderful candidate because it's going to hold on to that oil and slowly it will give off the scent, and it won't just immediately ditch the odor profile of the scent, which is what we want. So far I'm going to move forward with this one. So the next major obstacle I'll have is how I will adhere the paper to the magazine. I'm actually not sure how I'm going to do this. So if anybody has any ideas, please let me know in the comments. Any suggestions for how I can get this watercolor paper to adhere to a zine? I'm thinking about folding the paper and then creating a pocket for it maybe in a smelling experience. or maybe using a glue on the back of the watercolor paper and then folding that over, but I'm a little nervous about off notes from the glue. So yeah, any suggestions you have, please let me know in the comments.
Thanks.
Okay, now we're on to our final task, which is to turn these fragrance oils into body oils. As many of you know, I'm currently working on a base note body oil that is meant to work in conjunction with your favorite fragrances to amplify their qualities, yet be strong enough to stand on its own. That project is still very much in the works, but since I have this leftover fragrance oil, I figure why not try this too. I'm not sure yet if I'll actually want to sell these. I just want to figure out how much I like my fragrances in this format before I decide that. For now, I may give them out to gifts to friends and family and kind of use that to get their opinions. Before attempting to use your fragrance concentrates as a body oil, it is extremely important that you check the IFRA compliance of all the materials used. IFRA guidelines categorize products based on how they're used on the body. Fine fragrance falls under category 4, which generally allows for higher fragrance concentrations because they're designed to evaporate quickly and aren't rubbed extensively into the skin. Body oils, on the other hand, typically fall under category 5A, which is intended for leave-on products that remain in prolonged contact with the skin. Because of this, the maximum allowable usage levels for many materials are lower in body oils than they are in sprays. This is why a fragrance that is perfectly safe as an EDP may need reformulation or dilution before being used as a body oil. Since we're a fragrance company, I plan to be very fragrance forward with these body oils. The objective is for you to be able to wear these without needing to add an additional fragrance to your routine. To accomplish this without it being overwhelming, I'm thinking of starting testing around 8% fragrance concentrate, but I may bounce around depending on how that works out. I'll be blending with a fragrance blend I created consisting of fractionated coconut oil, squalane, jojoba oil, and some vitamins. So for the body oil project, I want to use my After Hours scent, which is my most masculine, and it's an amber woody fragrance. I think it will work very well as a body oil. It is very seductive and intriguing, and it's everything that we're looking for. So the bottle that I'm using now, that's money, right on the money. The bottle that I'm using now actually is a 25% concentration of After Hours. And the reason that I'm using this bottle is because it already has fractionated coconut oil in it. So I had to do a little bit of math to get these numbers right, but I think I got it just right to get my 8% total dilution. This right here is the oil mixture that I've already blended. I actually added shea butter to this mix too, which accounts for a little bit of this cloudiness. Shea butter has a very earthy feel to it and a very earthy smell to it. And I think that this strong amber masculine fragrance can stand up to it. And that's what I want to test in this round. So let's see if we have the right amount. Okay, so these will need to sit for some time before they can fully present a full picture, but I have an idea of what it smells like, and so I'll kind of go over that with you now. So we just mixed this one, so obviously it'll need some time to settle, but I just can't wait, and I kind of want to give it a little bit of a try. So let's see what it's like. I love the feel of this. I want it to feel luxurious, but it needs to mix into the skin nicely. I want this to be something that feels nourishing to the skin as well. That's why we have the shea butter, took that chance. Really curious to see how this strong smelling shea butter stands up against this also strong smelling fragrance that I've created. Off the bat, I'm already excited. I already think that I might be onto something with this idea. So I'm gonna explore this. After Hours and Sem Revolve, those are my two sort of ambery forward fragrances, and I think they both would work really well as a body oil standalone. Let me know what you think. Do you guys think that a ambery, warm smelling scent lends itself best to a body oil, or would my Oasis Lily or Field Note, which are my floral, lighter green notes could be better as a body oil. But so far I am very pleasantly surprised with this one. But I'm gonna let you know how this settles after a couple weeks because it will need some time to come together. Less that time than say an EDP fragrance would, but these fragrance body oils still need a little bit of time, let's say about a week or so. So to wrap things up, for Max Mace, it is incredibly important that people have multiple ways to discover the brand. Whether that's through samples, an analog experience like a scented zine, or even future body oil formats, every touch point helps to tell our story and introduce people to the fragrances that we're creating. If you're interested in following this journey, I'd love for you to like, comment, and subscribe to the channel. And if you want to learn more about Max Mace or purchase any of our fragrances, you can check out the link to our website in the description below. Thank you so much for tuning in, and I'll see you in the next one.